The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August 31st, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, hey, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den. Any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, a mixed bag out here. The Dow's off 8, S&P down 2.5, NASDAQ off 18, Russell's up 10, semis down 16, Tranny's up 28, New York Stock Exchange is up 7. You've got gold trading up $6. It's trading out at $18.18. Silver off 3 pennies, trading at $23.93. And light sweet crude is off 47 cents. She's trading out at $68.74. Lead the charge dollar-wise, the upside. Booking Holdings, $32, 1.5%. Amazon, 25, 0.75%. Ligand Pharmaceuticals up 12 or 10%. Upstart Holdings, 11, 5%. Digital Turbine is up $9 or 18%. Zoom Video is the big leader to the downside, 16% or 57 bucks. 5.9 is down $27.65. That's off nearly 15%. Mercado Libre off 1%, a little over 1%, 22 bucks. IDEX Laboratories 2 3/10% or 15.83, and Restoration Hardware down 15 bucks. That's a little over 2% to the downside. So, not a ton of activity out here. And only one question so far in the queue. So let's go to this one question. It's from Hector. And the fuel injectors. Hector says, hey, Steve-O, happy Taco Tuesday. Back at you, my friend. GDX on a weekly basis, in your opinion, is building cause to break the V point on the way downtown. Okay. And so let's just take a look at a weekly chart out here. Let's see what Hector is prognosticating, forecasting here. So at this stage here, the B point, in essence, that Hector is looking at is this trading session from the week of March the 1st. Weekly basis, 152 million shares. Price came down with 107 million shares, tested and rejected that swing point basically in August 16th, last week, a couple weeks ago. Last week, we had volume of 130 million shares out there, but never, and it just never rejected the swing point. So here's how I would take a look at it here, Hector. Obviously, you're going to have to crack through the B point, which would be that swing from March 1st. But that level has been tested and rejected now. And if price remains above 32.21, odds favor price is going to make its way up to the 34.46, 36.35 level before it breaks through that so-called B point of the A to B equals CD to the downside. But the weekly chart does show prices below the bottom of its bullish structured profile. That's why really 36.35 would be the counter trend move up to it. Now, you'll look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame, Hector, will tell you whether that thesis is correct or not, because if you do see it close above 32.73, that's the top of the GDX's bearish structured daily profile. That'll tell us about a change in trend. And so when we refer to the change in trend, we go back to the white background charts. We say to ourselves, is there any kind of bottom pattern that we had? or the GDX had? The answer is yes. It generated Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. It did that when price gapped up on the trading day of August the 23rd. It also created a three-river morning star. So we know where the resistance is at, Hector, and that certainly is at 32.73. And if that level fails, then price can make its way all the way up to the 38.88 level. Now, you and I, we would look to that weekly set of profiles as far as levels, first levels of where the battles would occur. But right now it's at 32.73. So Steve-O says, I don't see what you see. I see the potential, absolutely, potentiality of an A to B equals CD to the downside. Yeah, but until you actually close below a swing point, you don't have that pattern. And then coming back and testing that swing point and rejecting that swing point says, maybe not so fast. But the proof in the pudding is going to be whether or not the GDX can close above 32.73. If it does, that generates our change in trend signal for the GDX. On the weekly basis out here, what do we have? If anything, I doubt that I've got much. Is price pulled back to its breakout level of 31.65. So I said not much. That's not true. Price should make its way to 33.50. That's the oscillator unchanged line out there. On the 30-minute chart, what do we have? Not much here either. So, Hector, I see what you're looking at. But if that's going to happen, then what we have to say is that gold is going to break through its swing point. So let's go take a look at Goldilocks out here. And to do that, let's take a look at our, if we can do this. Right here, we got our daily, weekly, and monthly set of profiles. So now here I'm using my synthetic version of the charts. That's okay. Resistance is still resistance, the top of that daily profile. And then with regard to gold, if price can take out the top of that profile, and that level is 1817.70, then it's got a little bit of resistance up top, and that is at its descending trend lines. But that really should get price up into the 1836.70 level. That is the top of the weekly profile. So, Hector, I see what you're looking at. And you say over the years, TFN has taught if there is not enough energy to break through a swing point, the equity will build cause with time or price to test or break the swing points. Yeah, but the thing here, Hector, is you've got to stay tuned to what's going on all around us. And so whereas your statement is accurate, I would say it loses that push when we have a confirmed bottoming signal out here. But again, price has to prove itself to us, and that's going to be at that 32.73 level. So the only other thing I could do is go take a look at the Goldilocks charts out here. Let's do that. I'm going to change screens. Well, I'm going to change screens as soon as I set this up. That way we give Hector the thorough review of what's going on inside gold as well as the GDX. So here, let's go take a look at those gold charts. And here's our 8-panel set of charts out here. And so another level to be observing and watching is going to be 1819.30. That is a TD9 breakdown resistance level. If gold can clear that and then clear 1820.40, well then, Hector, the signal is that gold should be able to take out the top of the daily profile and make its way up to 1836. And what you want to watch is yesterday's high inside of gold, because on the 240 and the 5-hour time frame chart, those are your bottom right-hand panels. Those did generate TD9 count patterns. They also generated Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals, but price never got below support. Price just pushed its way back to support. On the 5-hour chart, that was 1810. So if yesterday's highs get taken out, Hector, the A to B equals CD to the downside is going to be stalled for quite some time out there. So hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Folks, I'd love to hear from you as well. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, like Hector, go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Go ahead and put radio show question in that subject heading. That would be much appreciated. We'll be back in just a few.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So just to make sure I have answered Hector's question, he says, help me understand why the GDX is not an ABC weekly down. Well, the first reason is because it has not taken out that swing point, 3064. The second reason is that swing point, in essence, was tested and rejected with lighter volume. That was a couple weeks ago. The third reason is price is now above that swing point. That's the swing point that it was testing. The fourth reason is because the daily chart has a confirmed bottoming pattern in there. And now the proof up to whether or not this could be an A to B equals CD down, a consolidation with inside its daily profile, is whether or not price can take out the top of its bearish structure daily profile, 3273. So that's really where the rubber will meet the road, Hector, and I wanted to make sure that I just summarized and answered that question fully for you. We've got a couple questions inside the Tiger's Den. The first one is to take a look at RIG, and that is ticker sets Transocean Limited. Ticker symbol is RIG. The question is to take a look at it from more of a longer-term perspective. So longer term could be the monthly time frame, and if it is the monthly time frame, we can see that price is above the top of its daily profile, 272 this month. Price pulled back, in essence, tested and rejected. And when you trade above the top of a profile, it's bullish for that time period. So on the monthly chart, it's bullish. On the weekly chart, it's almost more of a consolidation message. Brand new profile forming this week, nearly the same as last week's. Price traded between 304 and 396. More likely than not, price is going to target 396. We say that, and again, this interpretation here is just simply based upon the profile. So the reason why it appears that price should target 396 is price is above the top of the daily profile. And so that would be the next upside target, and price is above the center of that weekly profile. So let's bring over RIG's other chart, see if there's any other kind of signals out here. For example, when it was moving lower, what kind of bottom did it form? Does Stevie have a bottoming pattern? I don't. That doesn't mean that it didn't form a bottom. I just don't have a bottoming pattern on the daily time frame. On the weekly chart out here for RIG, same thing. I've got a TD9 count top. Price coming back to test support out here. You'd like to see rig close above. It gets 386. Will get you 396, but really you want to see it close above 396. On the monthly chart out here, what do we have? You've got longer term. You've got a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom that formed. This is way back in the 2020 time frame. However, so the monthly, we're going to end the monthly here. Well, hold on. Let me make sure. That closed at 322. As long as there's a close above 322 and we're at 358, you're going to have a TD9 count top. So then longer term, and that is, I don't know if you're trying to get into this trade. So longer term says to be patient. Of course, the TD9 count pattern can form on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So we don't know if next month, the month of September, I should say, is going to be a higher high. But at this stage, we'll say no. I know we'll say no, but hold on a second here. This is a more difficult pattern because you've got the valid TD9 count, but price is pulled back in essence as tested support. So we're going to have to go with the neutral signal for the monthly time frame, a bullish signal on the daily time frame because price is above the top, and on the weekly, it's just a consolidation right now inside of that profile. That is the best read that I can give to you. So I hope that helps you out. That was for one of our denners out here. The second question coming in from another denner. This is John, and John wants to take a look at Tesla. And so let me get that fired up, John, on my other charts as well, TSLA. And what we can see about Tesla, not get rid of that K there. There we go. What we can see with Tesla is yesterday price closed above the top of its daily profile. When you do that, we go to the next time frame. Our next time frame is weekly. In this case here, price is trading with inside its weekly profile. So price should target 757.41. Price is above the monthly profile. That was support, or proven to be support, and that's 649.44. So let's take a Tesla chart, and let's go dive into it, see if we have any kind of signals out here. We landed on the monthly time frame, and in the case of Tesla, it did form a TD9 count top. That TD9 count top led to nothing more than a test of support. That was the oscillator and change line. That level is held. So the longer term, or the monthly time frame signal, is bullish to neutral because of the top, but because support is held and price is above a green oscillator and change line, that is a bullish signal. So price is going to go ahead, or should try, to make a run for those highs. That's the monthly time frame. The weekly time frame for Tesla tells us what? The weekly time frame certainly shows that consolidation after a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and it's just been a sideways move. And so that sideways move says that if price can break above, close above 757.41 to be exact, then we likely have a move of 570 to 750, so about $180, $190 consolidation measured move breakout, either to the upside or to the downside. So 757 looks like that is going to take place. And if price can close above that, really, what price would really need to do is close above the high of 780.79. That would confirm a measured move consolidation breakout. On the daily time frame, bar number 7 of a TD9 count, price trading above TD9 breakdown resistance levels. All of those are positive. So that says price should get back to that prior swing point from the trading day of April the 14th. So, John, I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for the request. We've got a request here from Dan in Boston. His first request was Nike, but he's saying, hey, I want to change my mind. Well, we might go take a look at Nike anyways. But your request right now is PRQR. So let's go take a look at PRQR, get a feel for where it's trading in relationship to its profiles above the top of the daily, about 4 or 5, 3 days above the top of the daily on a consecutive basis. It's slightly bearish structured profile that says, I want higher price. Higher to where? We'd have to say 706, which is the top of the weekly profile. Price is trading above the top of the monthly. So you're above the monthly, you're above the daily. Might as well go target the top of that weekly profile at 706. PRQR, did I get that right? PRQR, I want to make sure, yeah, PRQR. That is PRQR Therapeutics. Whew, that's a mouthful for Steve-O. If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, what do we have? Price is going to go target 698. 698 is the TD9 breakdown level. If price can get above that, then you've got a change in trend signal. That's the message from the daily. The message from the weekly time frame chart formed a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal back in December. That formed an A to B equals CD to the upside. Price really just got up to its breakdown level of 924. You can see that all the way over on the left. So it ran into resistance. It's pulled back. I don't have really clear signals out here on the weekly other than to say price is above the center of a bullish structured weekly profile. Price should go target 706. So that really is the message of the weekly. On a monthly time frame, price pulled back last month, started off this month at its oscillator unchanged line. I don't have much more than that. I don't need much more than that. If price closes where it is right now at 656 or above 628 out there, 628 being the top of the profile, closing above the top of the profile is bullish. It says price should run higher. So where is PRQR headed to? Likely headed to 698 as its next move, and a close above that says you've got a change in trend. Let's go out to Denver and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Much more than that. I don't need much more than that. If price closes,
hey, Ron? Do we have Ron?
Above 628
I don't think we've got Ron. I can hear myself in the background talking, but maybe we'll have production get with him, make sure, and when we come back from this break in about we start in about 10 seconds, we'll go back to Ron in Denver. And I think what we're going to look at out here is going to be ticker symbol ATVI. So we'll get our technical issues solved here. We'll take a look at Activision Blizzard. Formed a brand new profile yesterday, and price is bumping right up against the resistance level. That's the top of that box, and that's at 83.17. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We've got the Dow down 35, S&P's off 7, NASDAQ 100 down 35, Russell's up 8 points. So we're going to go out to Denver and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Very good, Steve. Thank you for taking the call.
My pleasure.
I bought some calls on, it looked like a Head and Shoulders to me on Activision, ACTV, or ACT. Oh, gosh, I can't remember the symbol now.
ATVI. I got it. Yeah.
Anyway, and then I sold some puts, but you just mentioned it's up against resistance. I bought September 17th calls, and I just wondered, is this resistance significant enough that I should get out on this resistance, or how does it look? What would I?
No. So, well, I would say this, Ron. So, great question. Here's how I would answer it at this stage, and we're going to, we'll go through all the charts, see if there's anything that changes our mind. But the answer is no. I wouldn't sell it right now. I'd watch the close. 83.17. You're at 83.32 right now. A close above 83.17 would be a very bullish message. That would add to the other bullish messages that are already out here for ATVI for its daily time frame. So, for example, I can see an A to B equals CD to the downside pattern. Let me just draw that in for folks out here. So here's one pattern that has completed. Your A point is the high from June 14th, or at least as far back as my charts to the left-hand side that I'm going. The B point, June 23rd. The C point out here from June 28th. So this makes a 1 to 2, A to B equals CD. Now, this pattern doesn't get confirmed until the trading session of August the 6th out there, when you have that nice big old bullish engulfing candle. So you've got A confirmed by the D point. Quite frankly, it's a Gartley buy point out there. So that's one of the bottoming signals or bottoming patterns that you have. Then this is really a Tom Terrific. Tom O'Brien, if he were taking this trade here, he'd give you a big smooch. Why? Because he could say, hey, look at that swing point from all.
Yeah, you cut out. You cut out.
Whoa, that's a bummer. If you guys lost sound, it almost sounds like we're connected. Mike went out. No,
you cut out.
I'm here.
You mentioned Tom O'Brien, and then you cut out.
Okay, I'm not going to mention him anymore. Okay, we're going to have to go. There we go. Okay. So what I was saying, Ron, is so the A to B equals CD pattern. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. So then what we have out here, and then Tom just loves the test of a swing point. So that swing point from August 3rd had 17 million shares. So you've already got it confirmed by the D point. Then you get that swing point tested, for example, on August 25th with 10 million shares. Yesterday, you get a test with 8 million shares, just telling you that the sellers aren't there to try to take out that swing point. So now it's time to move higher. And in fact, if price can close above 83.17 today and tomorrow, 2 consecutive closes above the top of bear structure daily profile, Ron, what that should do is then set up a run for 86.54. 86.54 would be the top of the weekly profile. So any questions so far about what we've covered? And then I'll pull over my white background chart to see if there's any other information for us.
No, you've covered it very nicely, and I appreciate your volume explanation. I appreciate that.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so on the daily time frame chart, I don't have anything else out here to change our opinion. Yesterday was a bullish hammer candle, so that's even nicer. Again, you'd still like to see it close above that resistance level. The weekly time frame chart, as I take a look at it, this also generated a weekly Gartley buy pattern. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, when we were looking at the daily time frame, that spike to the downside ended up generating a bullish hammer candle. So on the weekly, you've got a bottom signal out here. So, Ron, I think with Activision, look, the stock, buyers and sellers can do anything. But if you're asking from a technical pattern standpoint, I think you're in a good trade. And I would just like to see this close above the top of that profile for you, because then that would make me feel even more comfortable saying you're in a good trade. You know what I mean?
Super. I'll hold on and appreciate your information. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Hey, Ron, thanks for calling. That was Ron in Denver, and I know Ron is just hung up, but just for the heck of it, I was just looking at a short-term time frame chart, see if there was any signal here for us to be concerned with, and the answer is there isn't. So Activision, ACT, or ATVI, that looks pretty good out there. No other requests that I see inside the by email. Yeah, none by email, none inside the Tigers Den. So we're going to go back to Dan's request to go take a look at Nike. Ticker symbol there is NKE. There we go. Hey, Dan, you and I were thinking alike there. Yeah, your finger, you couldn't type fast enough. But we got you covered here. So we take a look at Nike. What do we know about it? Well, doesn't look very good. Doesn't look very good from the standpoint of looking at the daily time frame chart. What do you mean, Steve-O? Well, we're now day 4 below the bottom of its bullish structured profile, moving into a swing point from August the 19th that had 7.3 million shares. And why isn't my volume being shown today? What the heck? That is weird on the daily. I'll have to figure that. 4 million shares right now, going against 7.3. So it doesn't look like it's going to be able to break it out. But from a profile standpoint, Dan, and it's just early part of the week, so we're below the bottom of the daily. We're now getting back inside the weekly. If the price closes inside the weekly, that means below 165.23. That opens up the door for 160 or 156 out there. Let's pull over the daily and weekly charts here for Nike, see if there's any other signals that we have. And voila, boom, there is. So bar number 4 of a TD9 count. Maybe it's going to make an A to B equals C to the downside. Maybe it's not. It looks to me like, Dan, where price is pulling back inside of Nike is 160.93. Whether or not it'll form some type of bottoming signal, the only one that I could see right now that it could form, and that's not until sometime next week, would be a TD9 count. But 160.93 on the daily time frame appears to be its price target. On the weekly chart out here, again, below the, below, because it's below the top of that profile, that 160.66, 156 level, that becomes a target. If I look at a 30-minute time frame chart, we'll see that Nike back on August the 20th formed a nice, and this was at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, August the 19th, I should say, nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That led to a Rhodes Momentum, bottom. That led to a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That was at 2:30 in the afternoon on August 24th. And then voila, this morning at 11:30, Nike generates a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. So what does that say? That says, Dan, now we're looking at a short-term time frame chart. And if, in fact, price can hold that bottom, that's the low of the day. That price point is 164.20. We're likely to get a run up to first 165-ish. That's 165.30. 165.84. And if price can break above that, well, then we'd be looking for the next topping signal out here. So back to a prior swing point out here, testing it, rejecting it, getting a hammer candle out here. So longer term, that's the daily chart. Looks like Nike wants lower price. We're going to say 160.93 is the target to the downside. But you could see a bit of a bounce here based upon that Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal for the 30-minute time frame. So right now, let's go back to the general markets out here before we go to hard break. You got the Dow is off 31, S&P's down 7, NASDAQ's off 33 points. As we take a look at those daily profiles out here, prices above the top of the daily on the ES and the NQ, testing it. That's above the top of the daily on the Dow equity future contract, and the same for the Russell 2000. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
We've got the Dow trading down 23 points. S&P's off 5. NASDAQ 100 down 28. We're going to go out to California and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you doing?
Excellent. Always good to hear your voice. And I believe Conformis, CFMS, is the ticker symbol that we're going to take a look at. Tell the folks what you're looking at, how I can best help you.
I guess some of my observations would be that we had that May low, and then it did complete that AB equals CD pattern in August.
Yes.
Had about a 50% retracement, and now we're heading back up. So I mean, there is the potential, I guess, for another AB equals CD pattern. I just want to know
Absolutely.
what levels you would have on your charting that would be resistance levels on the upside.
So excellent. So as we take a look at this from a profile perspective, the thing that we know right now is that unless this thing sells off going into the close, you're going to have your second consecutive monthly close above the top of its monthly profile, which is at $137. Last month you closed above it. This month you're at $167. So that's a positive message just there. From a weekly perspective, we're early into the week, but price right now is trading above the top of the weekly profile, which is $161. So that's good, and you're well above the daily profile, which was $142. So that's the good news. The bad news is it doesn't have a lot of volume as it's approaching the top of the swing point. That's a swing point from August the 4th, which had volume of about 9 million shares. But even though you're into that swing point on light volume, and above all these profiles, it does suggest that price should go test that level in the $177 area. So any questions so far about the profile charts that we're looking at before I bring over our white background charts?
No, I appreciate you doing that.
Okay, good. So from a profile perspective, everything looks good, and price should go tag that. I think it was like $177, somewhere in that range. As we take a look at our white background charts, we get another confirmation of a move higher. Price is above the oscillator and change line, so no reason. Bar number 5 of a TD9 count, so no topping signal. If I look at the weekly time frame chart, says, hey, resistance level is the high of 177. We believe that's the price target. And if price can clear that, you're looking at 225 as the move. And we might get an A to B equals CD pattern to draw in there at that stage, but we'd really might as well just wait for price to take out that $1.77 level. And on a monthly chart, we already talked about the profiles out there. This formed a nice TD9 count bottom way back in March of 2020. So it's just really been kind of consolidating, accumulating sideways. But with price now above the top of that monthly profile, it looks like longer term, Brent, 457 becomes the price target out there. On a 30-minute chart out here, if price can close above 167, and it's at 167 right now, the 30-minute chart would say, oh, it's a 168. There you go. You must have just bought some more shares to do that, Brent. It just 1 penny bounced up there. But closing above that on a 30-minute basis is also a positive. So I don't see anything negative, with the exception that price is moving higher with light volume. But that's okay. So but that's not the reason to jettison the position or think that it's not going to go target that 177 level. What additional questions now, after we take a look at that white background chart, have I created for you?
We've talked about this in the past, and I have kind of had the luxury of being in free shares, so I'm not too concerned about the price other than just what we've talked about, and to be able to watch and see what areas would be a problem.
Yeah, well, then in that case, we love those free shares, and we love the way that the monthly chart has generated that nice change in trend signal for you. So longer term right now, conformist looks pretty well, and probably targets maybe even the 457 level, but certainly 226 to 457, that would be the range that I'd be looking at.
Okay, would you mind, you don't have to do it right this moment, but if you get a chance before the day's out to talk about the VIX? Does it seem like
we can do it now.
Above and below the 50-day, we're kind of floating around that level. I just would like your thoughts on I'm sure you want to see at least above a couple of days and things like that if it's going to confirm some kind of problems.
Here's my take on the VIX, Brent, and that is. There's something that's not right in Denver. I don't know why I chose Denver. I guess that was good because Ron called. But in River City.
My parents are from, Steve.
oh, there you go. Okay. No, then everything must be right in Denver then. But here's what I see that is a concern to Stevie, and that is the low in the spot volatility index looked like it occurred right around August the 13th on a closing basis. And we have clearly had the S&P 500 moving higher. But what we have here is a rising bottoms pattern in the spot volatility index. And what that says to me, Brent, is that if we get a close above that 50-day, which is 1784, I believe, 1764 right now, and we see the right patterns inside the S&P or the ES mini out here. Right now, the signal is, as we go into the weakest month of the year, that we should anticipate and expect some type of short-term top. Now, when I say short-term top, folks, I don't necessarily mean in this case here, going into the weak month, September, a 2-day pullback. I'm looking at something more like weeks, maybe months, a couple months out there. So with regard to the spot volatility index, the one comment that I would share to you, and this is both on a daily basis. I don't know if I have the weekly chart. Let me just go take a quick peek here if I still have the weekly chart. And yeah, right here. So this is a weekly time frame chart. The top portion is the spot volatility index. The bottom is the S&P 500. And on a weekly, so getting those rising bottoms on a daily time frame is one thing. Getting rising bottoms on a weekly time frame is a whole nother scenario. Now, we don't have the confirmed signal of a top out here, but with regard to the 50-day and it oscillating back and forth above and below, really kind of more of a shorter term type indicator than right now what you and I are looking at. So I'm sensing that we should be very cautious right now. Inside of the equity market. September could be. This is pointing to, if nothing else, this is pointing to more volatility in September. Is my read on it. Does that provide you with some information, maybe that you were looking for?
No, that does. That's kind of I get in the same sense that there's we need to be a little cautious here. We've had a huge run, and it wouldn't be, of course, out of the realm of possibility to have some kind of correction here. So I appreciate your analysis and help with conformists, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend if I don't talk to you.
Hey, my pleasure, Brent, and always thanks so much for the call out there. So, yeah, folks, so, take a look at this chart. Most of you that have charting applications, go back, take a look at the spot volatility index, put it on a daily, put it on a weekly, look for those rising bottoms out there. It has to be rising bottoms in the spot volatility index, as well as rising price inside the S&P 500. And we definitely have that now. What this doesn't tell us is when that top may or may not take place out here. Folks, if you're a bull, you really want to see that top take place here shortly and see some type of a move into the late September, mid-October, late October type time frame out there. And the worse the pullback, the better for us, because that will just basically set the slingshot for us to move higher into the 40,000 level. Moving higher into October with this same pattern out here, that could be really dangerous. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back. So a couple of requests in the Tiger's Den. The first one is about the Treasury bonds. The question is, what do we see coming into the September timeframe out here? And as we take a look at the daily chart out here on the left, you're going to see a consolidation pattern. So what T-bonds did on the trading session of, I believe, July the 20th, it was either July 20th or August the 4th. One of those, I think it was July 20th, set up the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal out here. And that has led to this sideways consolidation. Now, the cool thing about a consolidation is when it breaks to either the upside or the downside, we have a measured move. So if it's a break to the downside out here, let me just pull this down. That's going to give us a measured move. I don't know that the consolidation is going to be broken, by the way, but if it is, that gives us a move down into the 158 level. If we look at the weekly time frame, we can see a weekly profile, and that says that support is at 161. So those would be the areas I would be watching to the downside, but I don't have any kind of signal that T-bonds are going to break through this consolidation or not. So I hope that helps out with regard to Treasury bonds. The next request was to take a look at silver out here. Silver is bullish when I take a look at it. When I say I take a look at it, here's the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame charts. Daily, we've been above the top of the daily profile for the last 3 days. That was at 23.89. That then says that as long as price remains above that, Mike, price should now make a run for the center or top of its weekly profile. That's in the 25.76 to 26.19 level out here. The monthly chart shows how prices pulled back and tested support. It's bullish structured monthly profile. So we're going to go with price is going to go target its descending trend lines. That's silver, or the 25.76 level. Nancy wanted to take a look at Apple here real quickly. We can do that with about 10 seconds. Apple, big strong day yesterday. You're right, Nancy, and price pulling back and doing nothing more than testing. It's green, oscillator, and change line on a daily basis. That is a bullish signal. However, we are aware of wave number 7, letter G, that is going to form today. So you want to watch that oscillator and change line. As long as price remains above, conditions for Apple remain bullish. Folks, thanks so much for being here on Terrific Tuesday. I'll see you back here on Wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific day, folks. Take care.